Hi Gemini, welcome to March 2017. Now this is an interesting month for you because your ruling planet Mercury, he's on the move. He moves into Aries on March 13th. Then he moves into Taurus on March 31st. So your brain is doing a lot of processing this month, and you may even be having some mind-blowing awarenesses. And the Sun will couple with Mercury on March 6th, and that may give you tremendous insight into your spirituality, but as well as your destiny in the world, the work that you do in the world, or your reputation in the world, your standing in the world, your profession in the world. So this is a time where it's revolutionary, and you're going to be reevaluating your goals and hopes and wishes, and that's because Venus takes her turn to retrograde March 4th through April 15th. Venus is a very personal planet, and so when she takes her turn to go backwards, it's a time where we go really deep. And yet at the same time, your mind is expanding with knowledge and insight and epiphanies. And then there's this reevaluation going on in a very inner aspect of you. And Aries brings the action to your hopes and wishes, your goals in life, your friends. And so you may be reevaluating some of these friendships. And this is important because you want to be receiving from where you hang out, the groups you belong to, or the friends you associate with. Venus retrograde, it happens every 18 to 19 months, but it can feel like a special occurrence, a special event when she does retrograde. And it's very personal because Venus rules what you love and value. Venus rules the colors you like, the people you like, the kind of person you're attracted to, and what you love and value, relationships, what you want in relationships. And so it's very personal. And in Aries, it is about, for you, looking at your associations, the groups you belong to, and your friends, and evaluating and reevaluating perhaps what may be an imbalance there in the relationships, as well as your goals, your ideals, and the money you're making from the business you own, or the money you're making from the company you work for. This is the time to evaluate, how can I make more money? What do I need to do to increase my earnings? What about goals? What do you want to accomplish in March? What do you want to accomplish this year? So you're reevaluating your goals as well as your highest ideals. What is your highest ideal? And is that empowering you? Is that encouraging you and inspiring you? So this is the time to really look at where you're putting your energy, who you're investing in, and what are you receiving from the relationship. Very stimulating month for you, though. That Mercury is on the move, and your mind is coming up with all kinds of ideas. You may even want to keep a recorder with you or a notebook, because there's going to be so much being downloaded to you from your higher self that you may find that if you don't write it down, you forget it, or if you don't record it, it's gone. And so it's worth it for you to keep a notebook so that you can write all these mind-blowing awarenesses and ideas that are coming your way and take advantage of this knowledge and insight that is happening for you and is there for you to use maybe in a new way, right? Maybe in a new way, a new idea, a new way of working, right? Mercury enters Aries on the 13th, but before Mercury goes into Aries, Mercury is in Pisces, and that brings the action to your destiny in the world, what you do in the world. And the sun is there, Neptune is there. We have the full moon in Virgo opposing the sun in that area on the 12th, right? And then the sun is coupled with Mercury on the 6th. That's a good day for you. And, you know, even going into March, the sun will couple with Neptune on March 1st. And that could be like this incredible spiritual experience that you're having. And you're sharing it with the world, or you're trying to share it with the world, but you can't find the words because it's so ethereal, and you know, it's like an amazing dream, but you can't remember all the details. You know, so there's a lot going on with you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and it's good. It's interesting. You're going to find that March is really interesting. And you're having these insights and awarenesses that you're like, hey, I never thought about that before. And there is a truth to that, or it's like a new reality. And it's exciting. Now, daylight savings time begins March 12th. This is good in the States. Yippee! And then you have the Virgo full moon on March 12th. And for you, this is about the work-life balance, okay? Because Virgo rules your foundation, your home life, how you nurture yourself, how you take care of you, how you build security for you. It is all about soul power, pulling up your soul power. It's about your reservoirs, your spiritual, mental, emotional, financial reservoirs. Pisces is that reputation in the world, profession in the world. Isn't it interesting, Geminis? Your profession in the world is about compassion and spirituality and creativity and sharing your knowledge with the world in a way that inspires them and lifts them up and is very Piscean. And so you have Mercury there with the sun at the time of the full moon. Mercury is at 27 degrees, 31 minutes Pisces. The sun is at 22 degrees, 13 minutes Pisces, sitting next to Chiron. And that also can be, you know, bringing up maybe some past pain or healing that you need to do. There could be some situation at work that is perhaps painful in a way. And also, you know, is about looking at, you know, Saturn is T-squaring this Virgo full moon. And so you have the sun and Mercury and the moon being T-squared by Saturn. And Saturn is in the area of relationships. So you're also being asked to look at the imbalance between what you're giving and what you're receiving at the job, in your personal life, in your personal relationships, as well as your professional relationships. And where is the imbalance? where have you gone too far? Like, are you doing too much work at the expense of your personal life or your emotional life, what you need to feel good and strong and healthy? Or, have you been too focused on your family or relationships, and your career isn't where you want it to be? It's not that they're in conflict. However, it can feel like that because we've put too much emphasis on one at the expense of the other, and Saturn is bringing that to your attention. For some of you, Saturn could be giving you the stark reality of a relationship, a partnership where you've gone as far as you can go with the person, and now it's time to evaluate, do you want to continue with this partnership, or do you need to move on from a situation? Do you need to move on? And this isn't just, partnership personal. It can be a business partnership. It can be a friendship at work, right? That Venus is over there in the area of friends and people groups you belong to and associate with. So you're really looking at things. And there could be a conflict going on between your heart and your mind, your heart and your head. And the message is to follow your heart. So Uranus is in an awkward aspect with the full moon. And so this is about you using those incredible awarenesses that have been coming in for you this month and make the shift. What needs to be adjusted for you? What do you need to adjust in your personal life with your personal power and your feelings to have that life-work balance that you want, to have your best life, to be feeling really good about where your work is going, as well as what's happening in your personal life? What changes do you need to make so that you are achieving your goals and having a very emotionally rewarding personal life? And so this is a great opportunity for you to be looking at how you're using your power to achieve in the world, as well as satisfying your own emotional needs. And, if you're starting to feel some negative thinking around this full moon, know that it will pass. That's because Mercury is absolutely being challenged by Saturn, and Saturn examines and tests whatever he touches. And he can show us the stark reality in a relationship, in a situation. And for you, it has to do with work, what you're doing at work, who you're working with. And so, and with all of this ethereal and spiritual energy going on with you, you may find that you can't find the words to say what you really feel or think, because you're processing so much that's coming through for you this month that you're not being the master communicator that you typically are, right? And so it is very different in what this energy is doing with you, right? Because Mars moves into Taurus on the 9th, and Taurus is 12 signs from you, and so that's, so it rules that area that has to do with your subconscious. So there's so much coming up for you in your subconscious, as well as with Venus retrograde, that pulls us into the subconscious. And, sometimes we're not consciously aware of what we really feel or believe or think, and then we have a dream, or someone says something, or, we read something, or see something, then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I really do feel that way. Or, I haven't thought about it that way, but yeah. And so there's so much going on with you on so many levels. Don't be surprised if you can't articulate what you're really feeling or even thinking, because you're still processing all the information that's coming to you this month, especially this first part of the month. And is there some changes you need to make at the work, right? Has the, the duties and the responsibilities, taken over at the expense of what you need personally, what you need to feel good and feel happy and have that life-work balance. And it's okay if old wounds come up at this time with that Chiron and Mercury and Saturn dancing together at the Virgo full moon, bringing to your conscious awareness, maybe something happened in the past with you at work and it's kind of still left a sting and making you feel a little vulnerable. And just be aware of that. Is, okay, so what do I need? What are my emotional needs right now? What do I need to feel safe and secure? What do I need to feel safe and secure at this job? What do I need to feel safe and secure in my relationships? And ask and thou shalt receive, right? So when you know what you want to say to others or ask of others, communicate it. If you're still trying to figure that out, that's okay. Take your time. Hold your cards to your chest. You don't have to reveal your hand until you're ready. The Sun will exactly square Saturn on the 17th. So that is going to be, that could be a contentious day when the Sun is squared by Saturn. And there could be something that goes on at work with a boss or someone in a leadership role that is affecting you in some way, isn't so much about you, but could be affecting you. Or you could be the leader that is being affected. The challenges like this, they require us to make a choice, to make a decision. They compel us to take action in some way. And so again, look at the work-life balance, right? Look at, what is it that I need to feel successful? Am I with the people that can help me do that? Do I need to change my team? Do I need to change how I'm going about it? What needs to change for you? You're going to have an opportunity to look at that at the Virgo full moon on the 12th, and then your ruling planet moves into Aries on the 13th, and Aries sextiles you because it's fire, and the fire feeds the air, and the air feeds the fire, and that's very uplifting for you, and it could also give you great clarity into what it is you really want in your goals, in your ideals, in work, what you need to do to increase your prosperity through the work you're doing. And then Saturn is going to show you what's in the way of that on the 17th. Who's in the way? Who is opposing perhaps your perspective, your point of view, your position? And work to create the win-win. Listen to what the opposition is, and then take a stand for what you believe is right. Take a stand for what is right for you. And when we do what is in our highest good and the highest good for others, then we create that balance and that cooperation that brings others along with us rather than pushing people away. And that's always good too. Then the Sun enters Aries on March 20th, and you have happy spring in the northern hemisphere and happy fall in the southern. And it's also International Astrology Day on March 20th, and this is so exciting because now we're in the springtime, and it brings the focus to your hopes and wishes, your goals, the love you receive from others, unexpected opportunity, unexpected good fortune. Now, Venus is retrograde there. And with Venus retrograde, it's not necessarily the best time to start a new relationship or start a new job. That will come when Venus goes direct on April 15th, and then your ruling planet Mercury is going to retrograde in April. And so we want to wait until Mercury goes direct in April before we initiate new love, new beginnings, new jobs, new businesses, especially with Venus retrograde. And of course Mercury too, because he's so important, and he's so important to communication, and he's your ruling planet. So this is a time for you to do a lot of processing and follow your heart, be true to yourself, and really look at where the imbalances are in your life, in your relationships, and in your work. Now, you have the Aries new moon on March 27th. This is a really good new moon because it has the sun and the moon coupled together with Venus, and that's a love fest. That is just love. And there's no challenging aspects to this new moon. And Mars in Taurus, Mars into Taurus on March 9th, is in positive energy flow with Pluto. Mars is Aries ruling planet, and that's good news too. That's more powerful insights coming to you. That's all about you working with your subconscious to manifest what you want. I really like this Aries new moon. So this is a new start in your goals, in your prosperity, as well as it could be, you know, something really good happening that you didn't expect, unexpected opportunity, unexpected relationship, unexpected love, and I really like this energy for you. It's awesome. Now, Jupiter is going to square Pluto on the 30th, and that's where we can go to extremes. And so, for you, it has to do with intimacy and romance, relationship. It can even be with, you know, children, if you have children, where something, you know, is too much. Where, you know, it could be an expense that's too much, or behavior that's too much. It's just over the top. And so, you know, be aware of that. That's the second Jupiter square Pluto going on, and we're watching it in the world with people, you know, just being too much, doing too much, really pushing their religion or beliefs on others, and it's just extremism and fanaticism. And anything that's extreme and fanatic is never good. And so, you know, so just be aware of that. You know, on the other hand, it could be where you're having great sex with someone and your partner, and it's a time of fun and enjoyment and, you know, pleasure, and you're following your heart and you're having a good time, you know, and so, you know, go for it. If it plays out that way for you, why not? And then your ruling planet Mercury will enter Taurus on the 31st, and that's a time to shift your mental focus and, you know, focus on finishing up projects, finish the unfinished business. And, you know, the message here for you really is follow your heart this month. Now, for those of you open for love, you know, you've got Jupiter in that area all year. And so it's on for you all year that you could be meeting someone really special for you. Now, with the Venus retrograde, it could be bringing someone from your past back, someone who is a friend that you have a heart connection to, that is wanting to get back with you. And, you know, it's up to you, you know, if you're not feeling finished, why not, you know? But you definitely want to be aware of karmic relationships, because with the Venus retrograde, it can absolutely bring up karmic relationships where you don't really want to be involved with the person, but you can't seem to break away kind of relationship. You know, for some of you, you may have that going on, or it could be a friend too, where you just really want to move on from the friendship, but you just can't find the words to say, you know, I'm done. And so, you know, it's the test, right? And, you know, is do what's right for you. When you do what's right for you, it's right for everyone else. When you're not doing what's right for you, it's not right for them either. So do what's right for you, and that's going to be unique for each Gemini. It's going to be unique for each one of you. Now, for those of you that are married or coupled, you know, you are definitely looking at the relationship. Saturn is there in that area of partnership. And, you know, it really is important for you to communicate what it is you need to be happy in the relationship, or to work with that partner in a way that creates the balance that is needed here. Your heart is so big this month, and it is important for you to follow your heart. Now, with the money, especially with the area of, you know, the money you make from the business you own, or the money you make from the company you work for, this is the time to reevaluate how you're going to make more money this coming year. You know, there may be a bit of a challenge during this Venus retrograde cycle. However, it's temporary. And it is important that you are addressing the issues that are in the way of that increase in money that you want. So do what empowers you, and, you know, visualize more money coming to you. I have wonderful programs about money manifestation and money and astrology and manifesting prosperity. You can go to my website and get those. Career, you're really evaluating that as well, right? This is an important time to look at your career, where it's going, how is it going, what do you need to do to move up in what you're doing. Spiritually, it's off the charts. It really is. And that is a big message here for you this month, that spiritually you really are growing and expanding in the world spiritually. And it's beautiful, you know, what's happening with you. I'm not seeing any challenges to the health, which is always good news. So work with that subconscious. Work with those mind-blowing awarenesses that are coming to you to make your life better and live your best life. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plussing my videos. Gemini, you're rocking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology, it's very easy. The link is below in the Show More section. It's also up in the cards. So until next time, Gemini, follow your heart.